Hey everybody, this is Mac, bringing you another game from the Global Gamers Invitational round of 64. This match is between Mark, the purple Protoss, and his opponent, I won't even try and pronounce that, the red Zerg. This fellow is, in fact, not what he says he is. He is known as TheWind, and he's part of OGS. So all these OGS guys are very solid players, so keep your eyes out for games that we cast of them. Mark, in the first round, defeated Pain User in the round of 128, so he's already unseated one relatively well-known fellow, so we'll see if he can keep it up against these high-caliber players. Now, before we get too far into this match, I want to once again thank our sponsors, iFixit, Esports United, and also the Handsome Nerd, the three of them generously donating lots of prizes and money to the prize pool, making this a consequential tournament and one of the largest tournaments both in terms of cash prize and number of players to date. So, so far in the match, not much going on. We do have that first scout out from Mark. He's taking the long way around, so he's not going to see his opponent until very late. I believe he does know he's Zerg. I'm not really sure if this guy's random or not, but I think he is a Zerg player. So by the time he gets here, he'll probably just be seeing a fast expansion. Judging by the abilities going so far, put that production tab up real quick, that is a very early spawning pool. That was probably a 12 pool. So we might not actually be seeing a fast expand from the wind here, but I wouldn't be surprised if he still does go ahead and do that, seeing as how this is a very large map and he is not going to be threatened anytime soon. Still no scout from either player in either direction, so no one knows where the other is, and no one has any idea about any cheese tactics or rushes or early techs. But unfortunately there is nothing to see at this point in time. Mark is getting that fast Cyber Core. Maybe we will see a Zealot at 100 minerals, followed by a Stalker at the completion of the Cyber Core. And he does have that early gas. Mark was successful in his first round using Dark Templar, so I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to employ that again. A lot of players have really been upsetting opponents with Dark Templar play in this tournament, so a few people pioneering new strategies, so maybe we'll see some more of that from Mark. His little probe has finally found the Zerg base, so he has got to look around. There is no expansion yet, but unfortunately he missed this drone, so he's not going to be able to interfere with that expansion, and 6 lings are out this probe. His days are numbered, and once again, because this is a PG-13 cast, we'll go to the other base. We are getting a chrono-boosted Zealot, which is an interesting choice, and quick warp gate being researched. No additional gateways, a second geyser going down, and no units being produced as of yet. So we'll see if he opts for a tech strategy or a 4-gate push to try and catch this Zerg player on the fast expansion. That is the dynamic of this particular matchup, is that Zerg will often have difficulty dealing with a 4-gate push on their fast expansion. Especially a wide open expansion like this one. The Metalopolis has a huge choke point at the natural, so it's hard to defend. But currently he does control the map. Those 6 Zerglings are free to roam. Not anything coming out from Mark. He is just holding with 1 Zealot, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's planning a tech strategy. There is a Twilight Council down, so that is step 1 for Dark Templar, so it does look like he might be going for that. However, this could be for Blinking Stalkers. I don't really know. And these lings, they might try to dislodge the Zealot. It never hurts to try. If this guy isn't on hold, he will chase your lings, and then you can sneak on by, but Mark not making any mistakes of that type. He's holding fast, has the Stalker now, so really there'll be no way for the wind to break in. And now that that wall is secure, Mark laying down some more gateways. Still not researching anything at this Twilight Council, so maybe he is saving up for the Dark Shrine. Probably doesn't want to until this Overlord disappears. And did he spot? Of course he spotted this. And he is researching Blink at the Twilight Council, so the wind sees this council, probably knows that some nonsense might be coming out of that, but he is just playing a standard Zerg game, throw down a couple spine crawlers, and just build drones. Lots of drones coming out there for the wind, and he lost that Overlord, so currently supply blocked. Another gateway being laid down for Mark now that Overlord is gone, and we might be seeing a Dark Templar Shrine. We'll keep our eyes on this panel here to see if it comes. He is going with Blink, so that might be his tech reach. And only the 3 gateways so far, but he is planning some aggressive play, I think, and researching Hallucination. We'll see what he's planning to do with that. Meanwhile, the Zerg player is starting to fortify very nicely, operating off of 29 harvesters over 24, so that income advantage is starting to kick in. He also has the hatchery on the way, so he will be able to get those Hydralisks fairly soon, and that is really what the timing comes down to in this matchup. It really is up to Mark to make a solid push on the Zerg expansion before he can get Hydralisks backing up these spine crawlers, at which point it's very, very hard to push on this creep. And some lings parked here, not really sure why. They are now speedlings. And we are getting a first early push from Mark. 3 stalkers, 1 zealot, 1 sentry, which I don't think is anywhere near enough. Sure, he has a big advantage in terms of army size, but 2 spine crawlers is very hard to break, especially with queens in support, speedlings, and all this on creep. So I cannot see this attack going well, and there it is, already an overseer cocoon. So if he were planning to go Dark Templar, Mark would not have much success. And this force is in retreat, doing his best to micro these stalkers, blinking them away rather nicely, but he's going to lose that sentry. Just not enough zealots to deal with this many zerglings. And in that little exchange, it looks like Mark did come out on top, but he's going to need a bigger force if he's going to even dent this wall. Looking at the production tab, the wind here has fully transferred into zergling production, 24 lings on the way, so he is preparing for this push, and Mark just delaying too much pure stalkers and no sight up into the base. He is just going to get surrounded by lings any moment. Here they come from behind. He is going to be completely surrounded. There they engage. Complete surround on these. Not really sure why he backed off there, but there it is again, finally getting that surround. And all these stalkers certainly going to go down. Sure, he can blink, but too many lings and stalkers, not a very good counter to lings, not in numbers like this. And Mark, what little advantage he had has been spent. He looks like he's going to lose this entire army, and he is just being outproduced horribly, 30 over 24. No expansion of his own, and he is now bottled up in his base with no tech options open to him right now to try and counter his opponent. He really needs to get into Colossus or get an expansion up soon. That Zerg base is nicely saturated. He's got his 2 new geysers on the way and a spire, so he's transitioning into Zerglings and Mutalisks, and at least the stalkers would do him well against Mutalisks, but Mark appears to be transitioning into Zealots, and he is going to try again. He does have a larger army, but only marginally. Still hasn't made any dent on these spine crawlers, but maybe this push will be successful. His opponent doesn't appear to be reacting. He does see it thanks to these overlords. And we'll see how this push goes. Stalkers in front, always stalkers in front. Why do players keep doing this? And the Zealots do engage the Zerglings, but just way too many Zerglings, and he is in range of those spine crawlers. That is a huge mistake, and what's left of Mark's forces once again are going to get cut to pieces by those fast lings. A marked 2,000 resource differential. I don't see how he can get back into this game. He's going to have to think of something pretty fast. At least grab that expansion or do some sort of tech option. These 4 gates are 3 gates. It is 4 gates now. 4 gates not working. He's chrono boosting as best he can, transitioning fully into Zealots, but a little bit too late for that because the Spire is up, already researching increased weapons for gas for the Zerg player, so those lings and spine crawlers can easily hold the front door. Once Mutalisks come out, he is completely undefended here, and I can imagine some pretty bad Mutalisk harass will put him under. 7 Mutalisks on the way, and Mark once again rallying his troops. He's very, very low on money. Those warp gates are laying dormant, not producing any units, and he only has Zealots to deal with these Zerglings. Zealots and Sentries, that's what he should have opened with, not with the Stalkers. He should need Stalkers now. The Wind playing very, very passively. He's in no hurry to engage his opponent. His opponent's still picking up that expansion. He is doing a nice job scouting with this Zergling to make sure there's been no hidden expansions. Looking at his vision real quick, you'll see he has visited every expansion at least once, so he's doing a very, very good job keeping tabs on his opponent. And here comes that push, 7 Mutalisks, and they do have a clear run into the base. In fact, no pylons on his exterior, so Mark won't even see these until they are right on top of him. And here they come, over top of the assimilators. They are going to get tons of probe kills here before any reaction comes. And Mark was moving out here with these Zealots, tons of Zealots, but only 2 sentries to deal with these Mutalisks. So he's going to have to go all in, and right now, there they go. All of those Zealots, he doesn't even wait to see, calls the GG, so Mark loses game 1 to oGs.TheWind, and we will have to move on to game 2. So keep following this tournament, guys, on teamliquid.net. Check out those sponsors, and keep tuning in to IC Cup TV. We've got lots of games on the way, and including the second game in this series, Mark versus the Wind. So check it out.